Greetings. Thank you for tuning in today. I'm Twyla Wells, Vice President of Advancement at Johnston Community College, and I'll be serving as your host for this session today. I want to welcome you to this broadcast of Jaguar Jabbers. Monday, August 10th, is the first day of classes here at JCC. Can you believe it? I mean, the summer's flown by. So today for this discussion, we want to share with you, particularly our students, what you should expect when you return to campus this Monday. Now, while we're doing this session, please submit your questions so that we may address them as time permits. And when you hear something that's particularly helpful during our live stream, please show your Jaguar pride by giving us a thumbs up or maybe some hearts. We also want to let you know that we're launching a special section of our web page that will also address these questions and many others. So you'll be able to access this beginning tomorrow, Thursday, August 6th, by going to www.johnstoncc.edu/welcome. There'll also be a link to these resources on our homepage. So in today's edition of Jag Jabs, our panelists are Dr. David Johnson, President of Johnston Community College, Dr. Linda Smith, Vice President of Instruction, Brian Strickland, who is our Environmental Safety Officer, and Megan Shaner, Director of our Admissions and Student Engagement. Now, while this fall is going to look very, very different than any other we've ever experienced, we're really committed to you as our students, and we're committed to providing each and every one of you a meaningful learning experience, and we're going to do that in the very safest way possible. We're all in this together, so as we wear our mask and we stay 6 feet apart, know that we're here for you as a resource, and we're committed to again, you having the very best possible experience. Now, if you haven't already made plans for the fall, and you want to be a student here, and we do hope you will, you can still apply. Today's the deadline, but you can still apply. You can do it by going to www.johnstoncc.edu/apply. So go to the website and make plans to do that. We still have some openings of classes availability, and we'd love to have you come and spend the fall with us here. All right, we're going to jump right into this. I'm going to turn it over to Dr. David Johnson, President of Johnston Community College.
Thank you so much, Dr. Wells. Let me make sure I have unmuted myself, and I have. So good morning, everyone. It's great to be with you today. And before I launch into my remarks, let me first and foremost say thank you for choosing JCC. You could have gone in so many different directions, and you had so many other options in terms of your higher education experience, but you chose JCC. And I want you to know that you've made the right choice, and we are looking forward to having you be a successful JCC Jaguar in the future. It's hard to believe that it's been almost 5 months since we had to leave campus due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And suddenly, here we are, just a few days away from the start of a brand new academic year and the commencement of fall classes. Whether you are a returning or a new student, we are excited to have you with us. The college experience, however, will be a very different one for many of you this fall. But I want you to know that safety is our greatest concern for your success at JCC. Others on our panel will be talking about all the things we've done this summer to prepare for the fall and to keep you safe. But a couple of a few things that you might like to know is that you'll notice immediately that there are fewer people on campus at any one time. And that's probably because about 60% of our course hours will be offered online only for this fall. The remaining course hours can be earned through in-person classes or hybrid learning environments, or a blending of the two. Some of you may find your classes in places like the auditorium or spaces that are more typically used for large events. No matter where you are, though, let me remind you, everyone is required to wear face coverings and sit the appropriate distances apart. We will be cleaning our facilities vigorously and regularly, and as Brian will mention, hand sanitizer will be flowing across campus, so take advantage of that. We are ready for learning this fall. And even though the world has changed, our commitment to you hasn't. As we start the new academic year, we encourage you to be flexible as well as focused. Whether you are learning online or in person or both, you belong here, and we're glad you're here. And we want to keep you engaged here as a Jaguar, because as you know, and as we know, we are one college with endless opportunities. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to a great semester together.
Wonderful. Thank you, Dr. Johnson. Just a reminder, if you've got any questions throughout the presentation, please send them in. You can type in the box there on Facebook Live, and we'll have those questions funneled to us so that we can address them for you throughout this time and as time permits. Well, as Dr. Johnson said, since the inception back in March of the pandemic and when we went into a shelter-in-place mode, we have met every single day our emergency management team, and we've taken this very, very seriously. And from that daily meeting evolved the subcommittee, and the subcommittee has been focused in recent weeks on really developing this plan, how to come onto campus, how to socially distant, multiple things that we have put in place in order to ensure your safety, but also a great learning experience. So I'm going to turn it over now to Dr. Linda Smith, Vice President of Instruction. She's going to kick off and tell you some of the specifics relevant to what we've got planned.
Thank you, Dr. Wells. As Dr. Johnson mentioned, this fall semester will look different. We are offering more online classes. We have our asynchronous online courses, what most students are familiar with, which are completely online without a fixed schedule. And this fall, something new are our synchronous online classes, where students access their class from any location, but the class is in a live virtual environment at a scheduled time. This is a great option for students who want to be remote but need the consistency of a set schedule. The face-to-face classes on our campuses will also look different. To ensure the safety of our faculty and students, classes will be smaller in size or in larger classrooms to allow for social distancing, or single panel partitions will be used between students. It is the expectation, as you've already heard, that instructors and students wear facial coverings in class. Students will also see a lot of signs, and you'll hear more about that from Mr. Strickland, but there are signs designated entrance and exit doors, hallway and floor signs, and designated up and down stairwells as well. Please pay attention to these signs and adhere to these directions for the safety and well-being of all our employees and students.
Wonderful. Thank you, Linda. Again, if you've got any questions, please feel free to submit those. I'm going to turn it over to Brian now. And Brian, if you can give us really those detailed, he's charged with keeping all of us compliant and safe. So Brian, if you will take it away.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Wells. The big things that I want to point out is the 3 W's. We've heard this for many months. Wearing a mask, washing our hands with soap and water for 20 seconds, or using an alcohol-based hand sanitizer of 60% or above, and also waiting to make sure we have social distancing. So we need to make sure we are adhering to these guidelines. They're very important that we can keep our campus safe, and that's what's going to happen. We're going to have cooperation with everyone to make this semester or this fall successful here at JCC. Some other guidelines, of course, before you come on campus, if you have a fever of 100.3 or any of the COVID-19 symptoms, please do not come on campus. And this is for employees also. Contact your instructor, and your instructor and yourself can work out any details with that. But again, making sure that we are well when we come on campus, that we're not showing any of those symptoms and the fever. If heaven forbid, you are positive with COVID-19 or have had an exposure to someone that is positive with COVID-19, please disclose that information to your instructor as soon as you can. This is very vital that we can keep everyone safe. Again, all this information is confidential, and we just share this information within the organization to make sure we're tracing and doing what we can to keep our campuses safe. So please, keep good communication with our instructors. Also, allotted signage, Dr. Smith talked about. Again, adhere to those signs. There will be stairways where we'll only be going up, and there will be stairways that will only be going down. Elevators, if you need to use those, one person at a time. There's a couple of elevators on our campus that 2 people can fit there. But again, there will be signage throughout the campus stating these guidelines. Also, don't gather in groups. I know it's important that we talk to each other and meet with each other, but use other outlets as like Skype, those types of apps to talk, text each other. Do if you have to talk and meet in groups, do it that way and not so much together. And also, again, the 3 W's: wear your mask, wait, make sure we have the social distance, and wash your hands. And we're here to help in any way we can. Thank you and welcome back.
So, Brian, we've had a question to rise on our Facebook. Ms. Woodall asked, are face masks required to be worn during the entire class, even while we're sitting in the room?
Yes, that is the requirement, that a face mask be worn anytime in the building itself. Again, this has been going back and forth in the discussions when we've met, and we believe that this is a good thing to do to prevent the spread. It's not, when I wear my mask, I'm not wearing it for me. I'm wearing it for someone else, just in case I may have it, and I don't want to spread the possible virus that I may have.
Wonderful. All right. Thank you. Dr. Smith, I was going to turn it back over to you for just a moment. Could we talk about Blackboard Collaborate? I know that's something else that we felt like could really enhance the learning for this fall semester and going forward. Will you tell us a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. Thank you. Yes, as I mentioned, we do have more online classes, and what we have recently purchased to add to our online learning management system is Blackboard Collaborate. This tool provides synchronous classes with features that will enhance the online experience. Some of the key highlights for students are that students can raise their hand virtually when they have a question, and the faculty can see that their hand is raised. Students can share their screen or their content with the entire class. This is great for student presentations. Instructors can even break the students into group activities during these live classes. And finally, and not actually finally, this is just an additional feature, is students can see not only their instructor, but they can see every classmate in the class. So the idea is it will feel like a face-to-face class, but again, in a remote environment. Also, Blackboard Collaborate has an app, so students can join synchronous classes from their smartphone. We're very excited to offer a class for every learner, so make JCC your choice in education.
And I know we've talked about this in past. We're not new to online learning. We've been doing this for years and years. So it's something that we're committed to again, and something we've been doing for years. And we're just looking at this as an opportunity to extend the experience for you.
That's right. We have been doing this since about the 1997, 1998 timeframe. So we are certainly a leader in online education.
Wonderful. Thank you, Dr. Smith. All right, again, just submit any questions that you might have. Well, we're going to turn over and talk about now a little bit about what the semester looks like in terms of actual time frame of the semester. It's been changed somewhat. And then also, what can you do as a student, and how can you be engaged beyond just your academic learning? I'll turn it over now to Megan Shaner to talk about these topics.
Thank you so much for having me on to speak on behalf of Student Services today. We are looking forward to welcoming our students back either in person or virtually. And if you're still thinking about coming to school and you haven't done the application, remember today is the last day to apply. And you can still do that on our website. It does close today for the fall term. We are still advising and registering students. So our advisors are ready to help you if you've already been admitted or you're a returning student and you haven't had your advising appointment. They are ready to help assist you to enroll in your classes for the fall. And also, if you're listening to this and you have some thoughts about maybe you originally scheduled online classes and now you want to switch to something different, or you like the sound of the synchronous classes, as Dr. Smith talked about, those advisors are there and willing to help you with anything you might need to make some adjustments. We will begin our fall semester a little earlier. We did make the decision a while back to start it a week earlier. So originally we were supposed to start on the 17th, and now we will be starting Monday the 10th, this coming Monday. We did eliminate fall break in order to be able to end the term on December the 3rd. And we did this because we thought it would be best to prepare for any unknowns that might come about as it relates to COVID-19. So this gets us started a little bit earlier and ending a little bit earlier, and we can prepare best for our students. Hopefully that won't be the case or we have anything that we have to adjust, but this gives us a little bit more flexibility to do that. Just because we aren't on campus does not mean that we are not thinking about student engagement and student life. Our student life team is planning some wonderful events, including our first ever drive-in movie. We will be showing Trolls World Tour on August the 14th. It'll open to all students and their friends and their families, and this will be our first opportunity to do a drive-in movie. We've done lots of movie on the lines, but this will be our first drive-in, so this will be really exciting. We continue to plan with our clubs and student organizations on how they might get involved socially distanced ways or virtually, and they're coming up with some great ideas about how they'll be doing that as we enter the fall term. One of our most exciting new ways to get involved at JCC is our JCC Jaguars esports program. We started this back in the spring, and we had already started the planning for this back in last fall. And so when COVID-19 hit and we all were sent home, this gave us an opportunity to continue to engage. And we look forward to letting any new gamers get involved. We will be trying to take home both intramural and NJCAA competitive titles. And so we are really excited about that opportunity for our students to be able to continue to engage with us while staying at home. Our accessibility services, our career services, our counseling services, we're all still available to you. Please make sure that you don't forget that those things are available to you as a student, and we want to continue to support you throughout your fall term. Please don't hesitate to reach out to us to continue to use those services. Our student services team is very happy to help, and we look forward to helping you in any way throughout the fall term. Back to you, Dr. Wells.
All right. Thank you, Megan. Well, we have had a question come up while you were speaking, and I think this is going to be best directed to Dr. Smith. Ms. Lucas writes, on the first day of class, will new first-time students be able to receive help on setting up Blackboard? How would they go about getting some assistance with that?
Absolutely. We have an awesome team in JOLT, which is our Jaguar Online Learning Resource Team. And that information is on our website, and you can actually find it right there on the home page on the top, and they can actually see either telephone numbers for help or email addresses. But students that need assistance, they can also reach out to the instructor who can help them, but also to anyone on the JOLT team to help them access those courses or to help them navigate how to do online courses and navigate that learning resource management system.
All right, wonderful. Well, just so you know, a couple things to point out. We have the Student Success Center is open this week, and there are ways that you can get immediate help going forward, whether it's advising. As Megan pointed out, we have an application deadline of today if you want to take classes for the fall, and I hope you do. We'd love to welcome you here as a Jaguar. So there's still opportunity for that. The 3 W's we need to remember: wear your mask, wash your hands, and then wait so that we might be best able to socially distance. I know we're still all trying to get used to it too, but we've got our mask that we're wearing every single day while we're here, and we just wanted you to be able to hear us very clearly today, so we don't have the moan right now. But want to tell you about that. Also, you can always access our website. We're keeping that, being very diligent about keeping the latest information there. Just a reminder, tomorrow we're going to launch a new resource page that is at www.johnstoncc.edu/welcome. And there will be a link to that on our homepage so you can access that. And you can always call 919-934-3051. Again, 919-934-3051, and someone will answer the phone. We're here every day, and we're here to help you be successful in your student life here at JCC. Let's see, I'm not seeing any other questions, so I think we're going to wrap this up. I want to thank you for being here and being part of the streaming and sharing of this broadcast. If you haven't done so already, please tap the like button on our Facebook page, and it will change to JCC Blue, which I think kind of pretty cool. And that way you can stay current on all of our exciting happenings here, different activities that are going on that are here for you as a student, as well as pertinent information that you might need to be able to access. And if you have any kinds of questions, feel free. We're here. Everybody's ready to help and willing. And again, we want you to have the very best possible experience you can have. All right. Thanks so much again. Thank you to the panelists. Appreciate everything that each of you do here to ensure our success here at JCC, and most importantly, to support our student population. That's all for today, and I'll see you next time on Jaguar Jabbers.